Top of the day, family. Top of the day. Top of the day. Wherever you guys might be in the world, peace up. I pray that everyone is doing well. If you don't know, my name is Brother Samoa here, the Artist Journal, where we document our experiences around the world. Been to Senegal, Gambia, Ghana, all throughout the Virgin Islands. That is where I'm from. Spent some time in Israel, Tanzania, and now we are currently in the beautiful country of Kenya. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe to the platforms, and it helps us to jump into the algorithm and expand the platform. I want to say, for all of those who've been in tune with us for the past few months, I want to say I appreciate all of you, all support, the comments, the questions. It all helps. It all makes us on this side feel like we are doing the right thing. So today, I want to talk about the constant elephant in the room when it comes to the diasporan looking to make a transition out of the UK, out of America. And I want to highlight some of the things that we can do, that we can be more creative in the online space, and also taking advantage of some of the, not advantage, but take the opportunity to invest in some of the resources here on the continent that can expand your brand and to bring in residual income for yourselves and make the journey less stressful. A lot of times that we come to the continent, South America, wherever we find ourselves outside of America, and because we been in a consumer environment all our lives, most of us, we've been bitten by that consumerism, right? So we frivolously kind of spend money. So once you're in Africa, once you over here, you understand the necessity of investing your money wisely. Because if you don't, you will find yourself back in the Americas trying to create more revenue. So today we did a little bit of shopping. I got my consumer itch on today, but in the area of books, right? So this is one of the books that I purchased, The Art of Winning, Not Knowing How to Lose. The Richest Man in Babylon. This is a book that I've heard about for a few years now, and I'm going to delve into it. This book here, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino, I read before, and it was an excellent read. So I'm like, you know what, let me just get it to just, sift through it and to remind myself of certain things. You can never go wrong when you study the right people when it comes to money. Unfortunately, it's the game that we all have to play right now. And not that you have to master it, but you have to become that vortex that pull resources, money, economics, people power, talent into your world, so that you can be more successful. And I'm a big fan of surrounding myself with people that are smarter than me, that are more equipped and skilled than I am. Because what happens is when you surround yourself with geniuses, the idea is that it rubs off on you, right? And you're able to tap in and to see the world from a whole different perspective than you would normally see. So for me, as I touch down in Africa, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, so I'm always looking for ways to increase, to expand, and to cause money to flow, right? So when I first went to Ghana, in the marketplace, you would see big barrels of shea butter all over the place. So as I was saying, sorry about that, got a phone call, family. So you would see big barrels of shea butter all over the place, and the price point, like I would say a small container of yellow shea butter in America right now is probably $10. At the time when I was in Ghana, you could potentially get that same jar for about 75 cents. So the idea is threefold. One, you supporting the local vendor. Two, you're creating a sustainable business for yourself. And three, figuring out how you get it from point A, Africa, to point B, UK/America. Once you figure these things out, you have a nice flowing residual income, a nice business, family. When it comes to the sea moss industry, in America, the Caribbean sea moss is the most sought after. The African market, the African sea moss market, is kind of untouched. You have folks that are selling African sea moss, but it's only a few people. And you guys know I'm in these YouTube streets. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that's in the industry, and I'm telling you, the African sea moss, if you can create relationships, right? And you get the moss from, just like the shea butter, from point A to point B, you have a nice situation on your hands. So these are a couple of ways that you can have that residual income. And just like any other online business, when you talk about Etsy, you talk about our Amazon store, when you talk about drop shipping, it's all in the marketing, the advertising, family. There's 8-point-something billion people on the planet. If you can get 100,000 eyes on your product and get 10% of that, that's 10,000 people. 10,000 out of 8 billion people to support you, right? And you do good business, guess what? That money is going to flow right back around. And I always make a point to talk about Jewish families and Jewish people, because they understand when it says it takes a village. Their dollar, their shekel, rotates 36 times before it leaves out of the community. So if you have barbershops, if you have restaurants, if you have people that, brothers and sisters that make clothes, the idea is to shop. If we don't never have to go outside of our community to gain products or to buy products, we keep that dollar within the village. That's how we make it as a family. So it's imperative for us to tap into the diasporan groups, the diasporan folks that are here in Ghana, Gambia, Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, etc., and support each other. That's how we make it. All that infighting and that so-and-so, I don't mess with that. Jewish folks don't think like that. You know how Jewish folks think? They might go to a restaurant, right? And the food is absolute trash. Guess what? They're going to continue to support that individual until they get it right. They're not going to bash them. They're going to give them constructive criticism, and they're going to keep going back to make sure that they get their business in order. Why? You going to get the food? Sorry about that, family. Because their success is the whole success. So they're not sitting back waiting for their downfall. That's not how we make it as a people, family. We have to support each other. And just like the shea butter and the sea moss in the area of jewelry, in the videos to come, I'm going to take you inside of a factory and I'm going to show you earrings and jewelry that's made from scratch, family. So because I'm locking arms with the actual producers of the jewelry, I don't get the regular wholesale prices. I get the real wholesale prices. I'll give you guys a plug. Hello. So again, these are a few things that you can look into once you get here on the ground. And it requires you to get on the ground and do your own resources. Money moves outside of the African continent, of course. Drop shipping, Etsy store, Amazon store, stock market, cryptocurrency. You can look into online teaching. There's a lot of English teachers that are needed. Give me 1 second. And in the area, family, of real estate, let me just give you an idea. One of my brothers that I sat with here, he said, Samal, this is no exaggeration, but I got plans to build out a 4-bedroom house. And that 4-bedroom house will cost around 15 to 20,000 USD. So you can imagine if you build out a home for 15, 20,000 and you have friends and family in your circle that want to support your business. Guess what? You build that house for 20,000, you charge them 45, 50,000. Where they gonna get a house for 50,000, family? From scratch. And they are keeping that money within the circle because they are supporting you. The love and the respect they have for you, they are keeping the money in the circle. And that's how we make it. That's how the Jews make it. That's how the Indian people and the Chinese people make it. That's why you have a Chinatown in every major American city. Why? Because they lock arms and they support each other. No matter their petty differences. They might not like each other, but in the area of nationalism, they understand the bigger picture. And we have to develop that once again, because truth be told, they all got it from us. It takes a village to raise a child. It's the same concept, family. They got it from us. So online stores, cryptocurrency, the stock market, you have to position yourselves in order to tap into these markets. You have to have credible and good mentors, right? And these are other avenues that you can take so that your stay on the continent, South America, or wherever in the world that you so choose to live outside of America, so you can sustain yourself. I hear too many times that people come to the continent and great people, good people, but because of finances, because of money that was mismanaged, right? And this is, I'm speaking to the family, but I'm also speaking to myself, because it's one thing to jump out the plane and damn the torpedoes full steam ahead, but you have to be able to think outside of the box for one, and not have your money leaving constantly every day, but you got to have some coming in. It's a great balancing act. It's a great balancing act that we must master, family. So I just wanted to come on and give a little bit of inspiration in some of the topics that I talked about. If you haven't considered these things, consider them, before making the move. These things are viable, they are doable, and you can be successful on the continent. How I know? Because I'm locking arms with people that been here 12, 13, 15, 20 years. Proof is in the pudding. And another plug for myself, please tap into our store. It's called artshopartisans.etsy.com. All you have to do is go to the description, tap on the description, and it's going to take you into a beautiful world of jewelry and just vibes. And a lot of our paintings is on there as well. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Feel free to comment. Like I always say, this is our digital village. And until next time, family, take care of yourselves. Y'all know.